under 30 seconds, I'm getting a level 40 team chest, and you get parts from these. You get legendary, epic, and whatever. I'm gonna use the vehicles that correspond with the parts that I get, and that'll decide what I play in adventure, basically. Also, I haven't been online when this happens, when the reset happens, so. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. Oh, geez. Okay, so I'm gonna use 3 vehicles. I'm gonna use the glider, scooter, and MK, and I'll try to get some stars. I remember playing glider in Bog, and it wasn't good, but 5,000 meters. I think I can get the 10K here, so I'm gonna start with this. Almost 100 meters away from my record. I am not the biggest glider fan. I don't play it so often, and I feel like I'm not so good with it. You guys make fun of my kangaroo on other vehicles. Well, just wait until you see glider with this. Okay, I passed my record. I'm getting stars again. I think, well, I really haven't liked Bog in the past as well, but it's grown on me as I've played it more. I feel like that just happens as you play maps more, except for Cuptown. I'm never gonna like that map. And for the setup here, I went pretty standard, landing boost, jump shocks, and magnet. The other option would have been coin boost, but like I don't think coin, okay, I need to be careful on these mud pits. I'm flying a little low. These mud pits also are not a problem. So I feel like this map, it won't be so necessary to have coin boost, and magnet's just like easier to make sure I get all the fuels. So we'll see. I think the last time I did this record was a really long time ago. And that was at the time where I really wasn't a fan of Bog. But now I've gotten, I don't have many 10Ks still, but like, I just know the map a bit better. I know how it works a bit better. I feel like I've probably played Glider. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. I've probably played Glider a bit more since I last played it here. And I don't know, like something about Bog is that there are these, well, of course the mud pits, but like the random barbecues and cans that you can kind of die on. Like I remember one vehicle, Chopper, being very annoying on this map, and like Glider you can kind of skip all of that if you just use the fuel, the nitros, whatever, correctly. Oh, you know what I didn't realize? The propeller boost, there are 3 functions like that in the game, unless I'm forgetting another one, but there's, on the bottom right is what I'm talking about. There's nitro is the OG, and then the hook for the ATV. So I wonder if they're going to add more vehicles that have these like special things like that, you know? And actually, my Kango was a bit worse. Okay, I'm sure people are going to say it's atrocious still, but at the beginning of the map, it was a bit worse, and I feel like I'm getting a bit more used to it. Of course, I do that as I'm talking about it. And also, I had 1 low fuel, but that was really it. Okay, wait, so there's this obstacle here. There's another similar one coming up in a few hundred meters or whatever. I don't know how far it is. And that one I have to be more careful because there's also a car to go over. Next mud pit. I feel like this is like the water pits in Forest, but I don't know where the mud pits are with Bog. I don't know the locations. For Forest, I know where each one is actually placed. But so also, I think I'm gonna do Glider, and then I'm gonna do the 2 other vehicles, MK and then whatever else I said. But I'm not gonna, or maybe, I don't know, I was gonna do a bunch of Glider like maps, but maybe I'll just do this and I'll see. Okay, so 6,700 meters, quite the amount. I was just low fuel there as well, but I think it's because I was driving like an idiot. Oh, this is bad. When I'm going really slow along one of these hills, that's when I can make mistakes. Because it's not like the fuels are so far apart, but if you make dumb mistakes, that cannot be good. I think this is what I'm talking about, what I was talking about. No, it's not, wait. Where's the thing that I was thinking of? Oh, maybe it's here. Yeah, I think it's here. I'm low fuel, but I'm just gonna collect this and go over. So if I went under, which is usually what I would do with any other vehicle, you just have to not fall into the water and get stuck behind the car. But that issue is completely avoided by going over. And there's also this mud pit, which I've had trouble with in the past because I forgot it was there. I wonder if they're ever, okay, I'm sure this isn't gonna happen, but it would be nice. I know there are ways to get around it, but to like make the FOV better so that you can see more. And I know people like mess with their resolution to do that, and I just don't feel like it. And also, I prefer the video, like for the video, it to be full screen. Okay, this is not good. I'm going kind of slow, and I don't have like max fuel. I'm gonna save my propeller now, but again, these fuels are pretty close together. This is my buggy record. Magnet does make it. I think Magnet was actually the right call because I can kind of make these like drive-bys or flybys, really, I guess, and still easily collect whatever things I want. 7,800 meters is going well. I don't remember when it happens, but I feel like in 1,000 meters or something, it just becomes flat and there are less obstacles. And I feel like Glider definitely has, maybe it's not the record, maybe like CCEV or has it or something, but I feel like Glider has overtaken CCEV in long distance records, right? So I wonder what the record is on Bog. I bet the leaderboard is quite competitive. I'm gonna get as far as I can, I'm sure it won't be anything that good. And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because I don't even have the 10K yet. But if I do get the 10K, this is good, a good start. Some, I don't know, 5,000 stars on the first map. And this is first try as well, kind of rare, I feel like. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself saying first try, and I haven't even completed it. But let's keep going. About to be low fuel again, but the fuel is right here. Something that I meant to talk about, like in the first minute of me playing this, is Glider Mastery. Because I'm recording this the day before Glider comes out. It comes out in 5 hours or whatever. I don't know. You guys probably saw it at the beginning of the video when I opened this in the garage. And I'm planning to get it, but like I was also planning to get Rally Mastery, and then it took me a month or whatever to get. So I don't know what the plan is, because I can't think of an easy way to get Glider Mastery. Like, wheeling seems really bad. Cups I don't think is great for unlocking this. So I guess just playing Adventure would be the best way to do it, but I've never made a video like that for Mastery where I play Adventure to get it. Okay, I'm again low fuel. These haven't really been that tight of calls yet. They haven't been... why can't I speak correctly? What am I trying to say? But I'm at 9,400 meters, maybe one more fuel before I get to the 10K, and then I'll just do like a little time skip to see how far I can get. This could take a while. I'm sure I'm going to make some mistake in like 5,000 meters, or maybe even sooner. But I feel like this could just get so far. You could just invest 20 minutes into this, 30 minutes, whatever, and get quite a distance. Okay, last mud pit before the 10K. It's like 100 meters after this fuel, I think I remember. I was actually, I don't remember from playing Bog recently. I was rewatching one of my old videos. And I think it was the rally car is still the GOAT thing. But I've passed the 10K. There we go. 5,000 stars. Love to see it. Let's see what I can do. All right, this could actually be the end. I don't have that much nitro, and I'm low fuel. I think I'll get to this. But I feel like the end is going to happen when I'm completely out of the nitro, and I have no fuel, and I have to Kanga. Like, I can get a certain distance, but I can't get so much further. Okay, I'm actually reaching my off-roader record. And I'm going to pass it by quite a bit because this was no issue, this fuel, I mean, at least. Or, I mean, I still could die, but my prediction was that I was going to have some dumb death at 15,000 meters, and I'm alive still. I guess I still... Okay, anyway. Oh, this is actually the end. This is so unfortunate because I just drove poorly, and that's why I couldn't get up, but... 16.2, I'm curious if this is actually good. So top all time, I'm curious. Okay, it is definitely Glider. Oh my god. And then my standing. Oh, well... It's 18K with off-roader. Wait, let me see what I'm ranked with Glider specific. I'm nowhere close. Okay, I probably wasn't going to get there anyway. But I do have some more stars on my way towards Canyoneer 20. All right, I was looking through maps. On Rust Bucket Reef, I have never touched MK. I don't know what my upgrades are like, though. They're actually not bad. So, but I think do you want to take off the roll cage? I feel like you do usually. I'm going to check what the setup is, and then we'll get started here.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm not surprised. The setup is Kanga, but then also... I'm supposed to, I don't know, should I upgrade this stuff? But I'm also supposed to take off the roll cage, which means putting it to level 1. My only hesitation with that is these tubes are, I hit my head sometimes, so I feel like roll cage would be good. But I guess I just gotta learn to be good at the game. Somehow I just got a new record, even though I've never played with this before. Let's see what happens. I had one stupid death, so this is my second try. I feel like MK has potential. I've underrated this vehicle. I think it's actually quite good, and I do want to try its masteries, which I can't seem to remember what they are at the moment. I am worried about this, how sometimes no bubble and going up hills is not great, and I'm also not that far into the map, but I do wonder what I'll be able to get done with this. Okay, this is what I was talking about. I'm like halfway fueled, and I'm going up a hill without the bubble. This actually isn't bad, though. It's a little bit messed up, but... I kind of thought like I wouldn't be able to make it up hills. I think it's because I'm thinking of the MK, that was bad, in terms of like using it with a low GP account, which I've done. And so I just think of it as such a bad vehicle when in reality, it's only bad when it has 1111 upgrades. And like, obviously, it's not good then. Low fuel. I'm not like as far as I wanted to be. I probably should have gotten this bubble, but I should keep going unless, oh, I thought the bubble would mess me up there. Yeah, this was a close call, not good. I wonder if there's a tube right here, so I'm just going to head down. This isn't looking too great, but I have... Okay, wait. I need to lock in for this submarine, because if I lose my bubble going over this, it could be bad. This is a spot that I've also... Okay, there are a lot of spots that I've had issues with in Reef. Like here, it would be nice to have the bubble, because I can't see myself jumping over these. Maybe this is just fine, and I'm thinking it's bad for no reason. I think that happens a lot, where I think there are spots in the map that are hard or difficult, And then I go back and I play them and I learn the map more and I realize it's not that bad. I think that definitely happened for Mountain. Okay, speaking of spots not being that bad, as long as I make it over this, like, I think there's a fuel, yeah. Okay, but this I have to be careful. This is, oh, this is good, this is good. This is another spot that I've had some weird stuff with, and if you go over it, you miss the fuel and, like, you're not getting the next one. I had a really dumb time waste at the hill before this, and now I'm going quite slow here, but my landing boosts are hitting, which is good. And I have the bubble back, but why am I going slowly? This is, like, the ultimate time to go quickly. Okay. There's absolutely... Okay, I was about to say there's no way that I get this, but it's looking promising unless I... Oh! I literally knew that was there, and I let it kill me anyway. I don't want to respawn. So I got to 4,000 meters, which is another 4,000 stars. Great. I'm curious how this ranks up against everything else. I can compete with the rest of these vehicles with MK. There's a hard fuel around whatever where I died with all three of these vehicles. So I'm kind of hesitant to play Scooter. It's not my favorite. I'm not so good at it. And I was saving it for last. Like, I was procrastinating it, basically. On Winter, I have 1,300 meters. Winter is a map that I like. And so I feel like I can do better using the Scooter here than some other map. The setup's once again Kanga. That's no surprise, because it is quite strong on Scooter. The thing is, I didn't really realize how low my stuff is. And it's quite cheap to upgrade. So should I just dump some money into it now? Why is my balance so much higher? I'm about to pass my Scooter record. I was gonna say that I hadn't fallen out of the seat yet, which is quite nice because it's more enjoyable to play when you're inside of the seat. But of course I have now fallen out. Oh, right on, oh no. Right on cue, I've somehow gone back into my seat. I feel like that's pretty uncommon, but I'm not complaining. I want to get of course want to get the whole mastery for Scooter, but I really want the seatbelt because I think that would change how I feel about the vehicle and I would play it more often because I have a hard time playing with this outside of the seat, and I just think it would make it better. So I'm considering, and like Scooter is also not the most expensive vehicle to max out. I think it would be worth it. And I've said that with a lot of vehicles, and I keep saying this, but I think it's worth getting a handful of the first or second masteries, and you don't need to, and I don't need to get all of the masteries for a vehicle to make it like a little bit more interesting and exciting to play, kind of. I feel like it's hard to know how far I'm gonna get. With Winter, there are some weird obstacles for a vehicle like Scooter, you know, that has the head out in the open. Can you die to these snowmen? I feel like you can. But there are also the structures with ice and the logs that you have to hit down. I feel like those aren't the best, especially if I'm low fuel and trying to rush. And then the second cave, like, isn't great because the fuel is a bit more scarce and you have to move quickly and there's the ceiling. But that's not as much what I'm worried about. I'm more worried about, like, the ice structures outside when I'm low fuel and honestly, I was going to say I was worried about the big hills towards the end of the map. There are some medium hills at like 7,000 or something like that, which I don't think those will be so bad. But we'll see if we even get if I even get there. This is a spot that I sometimes miss this fuel because I'm going too slow. Oh no. I was really hoping I would get a landing boost there. I think this can get its way out pretty easily. All right, this wasn't that easy. But, so it'll be fine to go through this part. It's just that I'm going to lose some time. Oh my god. I'm early enough in the map that this should be recoverable. It's just not ideal. That's actually one of the harder spots for me for some reason for a vehicle like this because I'm worried about hitting my head and whatever. Yeah, I've made it to the next one just fine. I don't know what the fuel tank is like on Scooter. It doesn't really seem bad at all. Oh my god. Right, let's not do that again. Okay. Alright, well, I'm happy with my glider run. The other two weren't as good, but I know that I should play those vehicles more often because they're not that bad. I got some stars. Thanks for watching. Bye.